It's working.
Hey, let's see
Yes!
if this is gonna work.
Yay! We did it.
Okay, let's hope it's gonna work. Let me just adjust this here. Okay. Whew. All right. Let's hope it's gonna.
Yay!
You can hear me clearly, right?
Yeah, you're good. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yes. Okay.
Wonderful.
All right. Let's get to it. So,
Yeah,
Shawna, what do you? So you're in Ireland, and
yeah.
what time is it there now? Are we like five
Um,
hours?
it is like 10 past midnight, so I am
Yeah.
like way past my bedtime, but I'm happy to be here. I think I might have gone a bit overkill, and I'll show you my desk. It's just
Oh,
like
okay.
sex toys
I
everywhere.
I bet that's not everything.
No.
Okay, let me so I got questions sent in
Yeah,
that I shared with you, and let's go to it before we get stuck again here.
yeah,
And
yeah, totally.
okay. I'm going to see. Let's start. Okay, so question number one is, we have a large toy selection. It
Mhm.
includes vibrators, both for clitoral stimulation and vaginal stimulation, butt plugs, BDSM stuff, dildos. What are some new and different things that we should look into to add to our collection? I feel like every time I go to buy, it's just the same stuff over and over again. So is there something like other than what I mentioned?
Okay, first of all, I love this for you. Whoever wrote that in, I love this for you that you like have a big toy collection. I think that's fantastic. Also, before we start, like, hi everybody. My name is Shawna. I run a sex shop in Ireland, so I'm not just some random person on the internet that's like, hey, let me talk to you about sex toys. This is what I do for a living. This is what I've been doing since 2012. So kind of a little expert in my field here. Um, I think it's hard to say because I think I would need to see the person's sex toy collection to see like what they have. I'd also want to know more specifically like what are the toys that they really like and what are the toys that they don't like and give me the reasons why so I could kind of like make recommendations based on like if they had a particular vibrator that they're like, yeah, I really love this one, but I wish I had like this feature, or like I really love this butt plug, but I hate the color or I hate the material or whatever, and I kind of would love to like have something different. So I think it really depends on the toys that you already have. So they've already given us like a bit of a category of toys, but I think like you can never have enough. Like you can never have like too many different types of toys within like the same category. So it could just be expanding upon like, okay, well, I really like the sensation that this toy gives, would like something similar. Um, and yeah, doing stuff like that. Like maybe if they have like BDSM gear, maybe look at the BDSM gear that they have, see what they like about different types of things, and then maybe go in either a completely different direction or something along similar lines. So it really kind of I need more specifics on that on that one.
Okay. Um, let's see. Well, what's the best basic sex toy for a woman? Um, I guess the basics, or for beginners. I have that question too. Like, what's a good beginner toy?
Yeah, that's like a question that I get a lot. So with vibrators, there's different types of vibrators, and it kind of depends again like what you need out of it. So I suppose they're saying like the kind of question I normally get is like, I have no idea where to start. I've never owned a vibrator before. In that case, you can go down like a couple of different routes. You're gonna need to like have a little think about what sort of sensations you like. If you like internal stimulation or external stimulation or a little bit of both. So if you just want something like really super basic, that isn't going to break the bank or anything, a little bullet vibe. So these are called like bullet vibrators just because they're little tiny little guys. They would be for external stimulation, just for like clitoral stimulation. And they will run you anywhere from like 15 to 30 euro or dollars even. Sorry, dollars, euros. Yeah, so they're really, really inexpensive, very affordable. If you have no idea what you like and you just want to like try a new sensation, that would be really good. And then moving on from there, something like that you can use internally or externally. So something like this, still quite compact. This is called the Vush Shine. And it's like, you can, this is the little charging dock, and it just goes in here, and it's really super discreet. You wouldn't even know that you had a vibrator. Like it's, so if you want something really, really basic like that, and then moving on from that, if you want like a little rabbit vibrator that can do both, you can get something like that. So those would be 3 different types of vibrators, still really super basic, that isn't going to have like all of the bells and whistles, and within a pretty affordable price point. Like they're all under $100.
What's the most bought item? I guess that the stuff that you showed, or is it a vibrator, or is it like
lubricant? Lubricant 100%. Like that is always and forever going to be like the number one thing that gets sold in my shop anyway. Yeah, lubricant, lubricant, and then vibrators, and then anal toys.
Can we talk about lube? I don't know if I got a question about lube. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I think
can you discuss the different types of lubes?
Yeah. Okay. So this is another thing that like not a lot of people know. Like if you're new to toys and like new to sexual exploration, but there are 3 different types of lubricants. There is a water-based lubricant, which is good for absolutely everything. It's condom friendly, it's toy friendly. And then moving on to like, it's just kind of like a good all-rounder, but the drawback with it is like it's not as long lasting as the other 2. So if you need something that's a bit more like longer lasting, something like a silicone lubricant or an oil-based lubricant. Now the silicone lubricant, fantastic, condom friendly, really great if you have like sensitivities to, let's say, like water-based lubes. A silicone-based lubricant is really fantastic. The only problem is you cannot use it with silicone sex toys because the silicone wants to bind with the silicone. So like on a molecular level. So you don't want that. So if you have silicone sex toys and the water-based isn't like good for you, like it's just not cutting it, you might want to go with an oil-based lubricant, which you can use with silicone sex toys, but you can't use with condoms because it degrades the latex. So so you kind of have to pick and choose like what is going to work best for you. My favorite lubricant is a water-based lubricant called Soodle. They are a vegan brand based out of Canada, I believe. And I just find their stuff to be really silky and light, and kind of the closest water-based lubricant I've found to like a woman's natural like lubrication.
Do you have that? Do you have these things in stock? Like, do you have it there?
Here, yeah. Let me show you. I'll show you the Soodle. Okay, so this is the Soodle brand. It comes like in a little bottle like this. And then for a silicone lubricant, I really love a brand called Uberlube. Funnily enough, Uberlube, not only is it used for sex, marathon runners will sometimes put it like on their nipples or like between their thighs to like prevent chafing while they're running marathons. So it's like dual use. We love that. And then oil-based, my favorite oil-based is from a brand called Yes. They're a UK brand. Their stuff is vegetarian, and yeah, it's really, really nice and moisturizing.
Mm.
So, like, I mean, they're all moisturizing, but the nice thing about an oil-based one is like it really absorbs into the skin. So, like, it's just a really, really lovely texture.
Cool. Okay. So the next one is female 30. I hate vibrators. They don't feel good no matter what I tried. Is that a thing? Anything to recommend to me?
Yeah,
For
I
somebody
think
that hates vibrators.
so. So a couple of things strike me with that question. One, it could be the type of vibrator, right? So there's different vibrators can have different types of vibrations. They can have different vibration frequencies. You could have like a really, like, a lot of times, like the bullet vibe sometimes will have a really high frequency buzzy vibration, which to some people doesn't feel great. It has that kind of like itchy, tingly feeling. But some people love it. So it's really kind of personal preference. But typically, if you are someone who finds like those kinds of vibrators, like the mini vibrators with the buzzing, not really cutting it for you, you want to go for a vibrator that's going to have more deeper, rumbly vibrations. So that could be down to the motor. You could have like a motor that's like will give you those deep rumbly vibrations. You could also need a vibrator with a much bigger surface area. So if you think like wand vibrators, like the big bulky wand vibrators, those will give you deeper, more rumbling, more intense vibrations, and they're going to be, because the surface area of like the head of the wand, like I'll show you here, something like that, it's going to take the vibrations longer to spread across the head of it than it would be something like that where it's going to be much higher frequency. So so that's where you're going to get the deeper rumbling, and that's going to be like across your vulva as well. So it's going to rumble the whole everything. So there's that. The other thing is they could just not like vibration as well. That's quite common. I know some folks who have sensory issues around vibration don't like it. It could make them feel like itchy or nauseous or whatever. If that's the case, I would probably recommend an air pulse vibrator like the Womanizer. I know someone asked about like Womanizer later on down in the questions, but like Womanizer or like Bird, and the way that these guys work is, so if you imagine my thumb is your clitoris, and then you're going to take the cap of an air pulse vibe and pop that on top of the clitoris, and it's going to send an indirect pulse of air against the clitoris. So it mimics like a sucking sensation. It's not actually sucking, but it mimics like a sucking sensation. So it's a really intense sensation, but like it's not gonna feel like the vibration. So if traditional vibration doesn't work for you, something like that might be a good alternative.
Okay. Where are we? What's a discrete toy that the kids won't find easily? So, I mean, maybe your smallest, maybe like your smallest. I mean, I feel like
Yeah,
that can be found easily because it can fall. Oh, that one.
that one, or like I said with the Vush, there's a lot of vibrators out there, like, but Vush especially I love because the charging case is like, it's an actual proper case. It's like
Yeah.
you'd probably
Turns
think
into
that
a
it's like,
flashlight.
right,
Turns
yeah, like
into a
a
lamp.
flashlight, or I
Yeah.
don't know, like a Bluetooth speaker or something.
Do you have like a keychain one? Like a tiny little keychain one? Like a lipstick keychain or like a lipstick one? You know,
Oh,
those
I don't know.
you keep
I
it in
used
your
to have
bag,
one that was even I
like a
used to have
mini.
one that was even smaller than the bullet, and it looked like a little, like you said, like a little lip balm, like you just unscrew the
Yeah,
cap
yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
thing. But that's since been discontinued,
Oh,
sadly.
okay.
But that one was
Okay.
great. I love that one.
Yeah, it might be dangerous though. If people use it inside the vagina, can get lost, maybe.
Yeah, so any kind of like mini vibrator, I wouldn't. I mean, it's not going to get lost because it can't get past the cervix, but you also don't want it to get stuck up there. Like that wouldn't be fun trying to fish that out anyway. But it won't
Yeah,
like it won't get lost in your vagina if it does happen.
people can use it anally, and things do get lost there, but like a lot,
Yes, yeah.
right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. If you're using anything anally, you want to make sure that it has like a wide base that's going to stop it from going all the way in.
yeah, yeah. Okay. What's the best way to use together for both to enjoy? Oh, I get this a lot. I get this often. What is a good toy to use together as a couple, not for solo play?
Okay, so okay, first off, I feel like I have to defend like solo play toys because you can use those in a couple. Like you can use them on each other. And I really like I love that. Like if you have a vibrator that you normally use yourself and you tell your partner like, "Hey, I want you to use this on me." So it's like what are toys that we can use together? Well, you can use any toys together. So there's that. But if you're talking about like couples specific toys, there's a couple of things that I really like. I like a vibrating cock ring. They're great. This one in particular has dual motors. So, like you'll get surround sound sensation on your clit, like while you're riding that dick, we love. And then let's see. I literally just got this in today. You're like the first person to see this. So this is a dual vibrator that can be used like with two women, with two men, a man and a woman. Like it's a vibrating, like double vibrating dildo with a remote, and you can use it. I believe it's app controlled as well. So something that like two people can use at the same time. And then I've also got, double dildos and things. There's also vibrators that you can get that are app controlled or remote controlled. You can get panty vibrators that are remote controlled. And so one partner is like using the vibrator, the other partner has the remote and can be in control of the partner's vibrations. So there's loads of stuff out there, but I wouldn't just limit it. I wouldn't limit yourselves to just toys that are marketed towards couples because like the world is your oyster. There's so many toys out there that you can use together.
Right.
So don't be fooled by marketing. The other thing that I really love, because I'm talking to a sex and relationship coach, I have to bring up Together is a couples card game. So if you really properly want something that's going to help encourage communication and give you prompts about talking about new ways to like have sex and like how to get your emotional needs met and your physical needs met and things. Peggy, I love your Instagram stories so much because I feel like it gives everybody such insight in terms of like, am I normal? Am I having the same problems as like everybody else? And it's like, yeah, like we're like, I think a lot of couples, especially if you've been in long-term relationships, sometimes it's a struggle to come up with like new ways to be romantic and to connect and like build intimacy when you've been with someone for a really long time. And so like that's why I really love this game. So the way that it works is there's 6 decks of cards with different categories, and it has a little dice, and you roll the dice and it'll tell you which deck of cards to pick up from.
Can we do one card? Can we do one card? I want, like, give me an example. I want to see what does it say there?
Yeah. Okay. So this one says, if you could switch lives with me for a day, what would you do first? What would be the first thing you would do? And then another one is, do you prefer a calm, cozy life or one full of adventure? And that's just like the getting to know you one. So let's go into like a more deeper dive one. Do you prefer spontaneous quickies or slow, lingering sessions? Do you enjoy the idea of being watched or watching others? So there's emotional cards, there's more like sex-based cards. There's a deck in there that gives you ideas for activities and things. So it's a really, really, I think, fantastic tool to have in your tool belt for couples, like whether you are a new couple or if you've been together for 20, 30, 40 years. There's like you're always going to learn something. And I think like for couples that have been together for decades, the way you communicate and our at different stages of life, like our emotional life, our sexual life, like all of that is going to change once you get married, once you have kids, maybe you move house. You're going to go through all of these different life stages, going through menopause and stuff. So the way you respond to sex and intimacy is going to be vastly different in your 40s to how it is in your 20s. And so I think like having an opportunity to like check in regularly with your partner to make sure like you're both getting your needs met is really great. and I think like this is like my favorite thing that came out in 2025. It's not even a toy, and it's like my favorite release from 2025.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get back to the questions.
Yeah.
So somebody is looking for something very specific here, an anal thruster connected to a penis ring that has a rabbit on it. I think, what is it, an anal? Do you know what they're talking about? An anal thruster connected to a penis ring that has a rabbit on it?
I think I know, but
Yes.
I also, what they're looking for is like really specific. I know what it would look like, but I've never seen it personally, that specific thing. What I would probably recommend is two different products. If they can't get that one product, I would recommend something like, so this is a butt plug and cock ring combo. So that gets slid in the bum, and this is like put around the penis. And then if they're looking for like a rabbit on top of it, just add a vibrating cock ring on top of that cock ring.
Oh yeah,
So
smart. Yeah, connect it.
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
Yeah, good idea.
So sometimes you mightn't get what you need from one singular product, but you might get it from multiple products.
Yeah,
so it's just
and you can adjust it. You can adjust it. You can move it.
Exactly. Yeah. Problem solving.
Okay. I hope this person. Okay. I hope it'll get to them. Are there dildos with foreskin? I'm assuming they meant like the movable ones, the ones that move, maybe.
Yeah, So I think they do exist. There's definitely dildos that have like molded foreskin, but they don't. The full foreskin doesn't move. It's just kind of like just part of the shape itself. I have seen I have one here. Like this is an example. This one has a foreskin, but the foreskin doesn't move back. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I guess it's for the visual, because most of my followers and clients are cut, I'm assuming. Right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's just for the visual.
Well, if it's for the visual, there's loads of dildos out there that do have a foreskin.
Okay.
And like nice pretty veins.
Okay. What else? Can we get a little education on the various vibrators and how to use them? You already did. There are so many variations. I think you mentioned pretty much the basics.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's like learning the vocabulary of like what you're looking for, like when you go into a sex shop. So I think yeah, learning the types like air pulse or like a sucking vibrator. If you say the rose vibrator, everyone will know what you're talking about. Like a bullet vibe, knowing the difference between like a bullet vibe and like a wand vibe. So like a wand vibe, like we said before, is going to have a mother head on it. You know, they do come in like different sizes as well. I did show you the bulky one, but like I also have, there's another one. Like that would be a mini vibe, like a mini wand. So you can say like, oh, I want like I want a vibrator that's compact, but this is the kind of features that I want with it. And you should be able to find something. But just I think like starting off knowing the vocabulary is really helpful.
okay, yeah. So, for toys for male beginners, I
Yeah.
don't know, fleshlight or butt plugs and
Yeah, so like a fleshlight is like fleshlight is a particular brand. I'm a big fan of Tanga. Tanga are a great brand. I think they're a really good brand for beginners. I think fleshlight tends to be like quite bulky, and I think the Tanga ones are a little bit smaller, but they're made out of the same stuff. So this is like the Tanga bauble, and if you can see on the inside, it has like all these like fun textures and colors and things. Um, so you would, and it comes with like a little sachet of lubricant. So you would pour the lubricant inside the hole and then put this over the penis, and your partner can jerk you off or like you can masturbate with it. The other thing, another great one, if you didn't want to spend a load of money on a fleshlight, because fleshlights are like expensive. Something like this will run you between $40 and $50. And this is an egg. So like a masturbation egg. They're like $10. So the nice thing about that is like you can check it out and see if you like it before getting anything bigger, just to see if you like the texture. Let me just crack that open. So it's that size, but it's really stretchy. It's really, really stretchy. And the other thing that I love about them is, so it's got the texture on the inside, just like that one. But if like you wanted to use it on a female partner, you can flip it the other way around. Like I said, like problem solving. We can just because it's marketed one way doesn't mean you can't use it another way. So you would just put lubricant on that and have it on your fingers, and you can just rub her vulva like that.
sounds cool.
So, yeah, another great couples toy.
So, yeah, so do they come inside? Like, I guess it's all washable. What about like cleaning
Yeah,
the toys for both?
yeah. So with those especially, because the masturbators are porous, you definitely want to make sure you are cleaning them thoroughly after use. These are disposable after like 5 to 10 uses if you're taking really good care of them and making sure you're washing them after every use. These ones, like you'd probably get between 50 and 70 uses out of it if you're washing it and like cleaning it and drying it properly and making sure that it stays nice and dry in a cool place. So washing toys is really super easy. Like if you've got a silicone toy, you just hot soap and water, like a good like antibacterial soap and water will do the job. You can also, for something that is 100% silicone, like there's no vibrating component in it. It's just like a silicone dildo or a silicone butt plug. You can boil them in a pot if you want to like disinfect it. So I've seen I've seen videos of people doing their like dildo soup, where they're just like doing like a one big like monthly disinfect of all of their sex toys like in a big pot. So you can do it that way. You can also have like a antibacterial like sex toy cleaner that you would just like spritz on, or they come in like a foam as well. You would do like a few spritzes on the toy and then like let it sit and then wipe it off. So yeah, just making sure you're like either using antibacterial foam or spray, using like an antibacterial soap, and making sure, like, especially if you have a toy, like I'm gonna show you the dildo again, having a toy that has little like nooks and crannies in it, wanting to make sure you're getting in there and cleaning all of those nooks and crannies where like little bits of bacteria can hide. And then yeah, every now and then just throwing it into a pot and disinfecting it. With vibrators, you cannot do that. Please do not boil your vibrators, for the love of God. You're going to ruin your vibrators that way. So yeah, just hot soapy water with the vibrators, or like the spray.
Yeah. Okay. I think we have like a few more.
Okay.
We love the rose, but need one that's better for us during sex. The womanizer just isn't that strong. Help. I guess a stronger one than the rose. I guess an
Okay.
ear hole. The
Yeah, I
strongest
mean,
ear holes, like the
the,
womanizer.
the rose the rose is an air pulse. They're all in the same family of vibrators. I wonder though which womanizer they've had before, because it could have been an earlier edition, and like that's kind of like saying I didn't think that the like Toyota was was very strong. It's like, okay, well, which there's like the make and there's the model. So like Womanizer has loads of different types of vibrators. So they might have gotten one that might have came earlier. They might have gotten one that was more in the, like, this is the Womanizer Starlet. I think this is their more basic level one. It's the most affordable out of the batch, but then they have ones that like have more features, are stronger, have different vibration and like air pulse modes and stuff to it. So it kind of depends. I'm a big fan of the Bird NAMI myself. I think a lot of people also really love the Satisfier Pro 2. This one has been like a top seller for years, and they just came out with a third generation. So that's it there. You can compare the size, and also in the third generation they have like a different cap, so you can change the caps out so you have it just as like a vibrator or just as like an air pulse.
Yeah, I've heard of that one actually. It's very popular.
It's really popular, yeah.
So one before the last one is the best lube. So you already discussed lubrications.
Yeah.
I'm a huge squirter and always worry that it can ruin my toys. Can it?
Oh my gosh, no, it's not gonna ruin your toys. That's silly. Don't be silly. Squirting's fantastic. I think I again love this for you. Love your sex life. What I will say though is sometimes people don't like having to necessarily change their sheets if every time they squirt. So you can get something like the splash blanket. So this unzips and turns into a big blanket the size of your bed, and it's waterproof. So like whether you are squirting or you like have urinary incontinence or anything like that, like that's going to take care of it. You do not have to worry about it wrecking your sheets, having to like change your sheets at all. You literally just like lay it out, and it's made with this like really soft like faux fur. So it's really sensual, it's soft, it's comfortable, it's nice. And then when you're done, you just fold it up and you chuck it in the washing machine. You don't have to think about it.
Right, and you stay with dry sheets. You stay with the clean dry sheets.
Exactly.
Um, yeah. So this is it for the questions. So I didn't get any about any kink or fetish stuff. If you have anything,
Okay.
and when we spoke earlier, you said you have like the swing that you hook up to like the
I
door with.
do. Yeah.
Or anything else, Shawna, anything else that you can show that's something different?
So that like you can get sex swings like that. You can find sex swings that like you have to have like a hard point in your ceiling, so that might require a bit of construction. But if you don't want to do that, you can definitely get one that like jams into the door, and they can hold a good amount of weight as well, so you don't have to worry about like pulling the walls down with it. So something like that. Or if a swing isn't your thing, I really love an under the bed restraint system. So it just kind of hides under the mattress, and then you have like the four different like the four restraints for your arms and legs popping out like each corner of the bed, and then when you're done you can just shove it under the mattress again, and nobody's the kids aren't the wiser.
Yeah.
So that's really fun. Something like a flogger is a really great intro to kink toy, because like you can use it very slowly and sensually, and it doesn't have to hurt. It could just be like a nice sensory thing, or you can use it for what it's for, and just like
Rougher. Yeah.
yeah. Other things that I really love. One thing that was like really important to me opening a sex shop in particular was like accessibility. I wanted to like create a space that was going to be comfortable for people to shop in, that people could like find things that they need. And so like sex and disability is really important to me. And so like getting in products that can like help with that. So one example that I give is if you are someone who might have mobility issues, for example, and you want to wear like a harness, like a dildo harness, like a strap-on harness, but you can't, like your hip motion isn't there. Something like a different type of harness, so you can get like a thigh harness. But I also really love a hand harness. I got these in. So this is called the Palma, and so you would just pop the dildo in here. I've got it on backwards. So you just pop it in there, and you can use a hand instead of like thrusting with a hip. So there's just finding like little workarounds, and like things like vaginal dilators, and then the other thing that I wanted to show, because like so many people like find sex painful. They might have like a pelvic pain condition, whether that is like vaginismus or endometriosis, or they've gone through cancer treatment. So let me see. I've got like so much stuff on my desk right now. This is going to be my downfall. Like you told me to bring lots of stuff, and so I'm like, I'll bring absolutely everything. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Okay. So this is like one of my favorite products, and again, it's not a toy, but it's like it's a tool, and I love it so much, and it's called the O-Nut. So this would be to help you, like it makes it so that the partner who's being penetrated can customize the penetration depth. So these are all little bumpers, and they're stretchy. So the partner with the penis would put them on the penis like a cock ring, and then they just stack on like this. So you can do it with one bumper, two bumpers, three bumpers, and then that just makes it so that the penis can't go in like the full way. But they also feel really nice too. Like it's nice for the wearer. It makes it more comfortable and less painful for the partner being penetrated. So if you're someone who is suffering from any of those gynae conditions like that, like the O-Nut is my top recommendation.
That's pretty cool. I haven't seen that. I've never seen that. So that's pretty cool that you have it. Okay, is there anything else that you wanted to show that we didn't talk about yet?
Oh my gosh, there's so much. there's like there's there's so much. Like I don't want to like take up too much of your
Yeah.
time, but like there's other things like, oh, I just suppose like on the like kink side of things, something like a click clamp is really cool. If that was like your follower who was looking for something a little bit different, like a click clamp is really fun. It just like fits on like your labia, and then your clit goes like up here. So it just adds that extra bit of pressure, creates more sensitivity. And then it has like the little weights as well. So you can kind of just like tap at those. And again, that'll like create more sensation. Something for the
matching nipple clamps with it.
yeah, so you can get nipple clamps, or if you're someone who maybe finds like their nipples a bit too sensitive for clamps, something like the silicone, like suckers are really nice. So you can go for clamps, you could go for suckers. There's loads of stuff out there. And if you like maybe want to try kink or try BDSM, but you're not really into the whole like BDSM aesthetic. Like some people just aren't into the aesthetic, but they love like the idea of being tied up or the idea of being spanked or anything. There are like BDSM toys out there that don't really adhere to that kind of the black and red aesthetic of like, you know, what we'd think like 50 Shades of Grey is like. So Bird also do like silicone cups like this that are just like really pretty. And they're just like, they're made of silicone and they're just cute. Like stuff like that. So like when you're thinking about sex toys to buy, like think about obviously the functionality of what you want it to do. Learning the vocabulary, which might take a little bit of work, but like learning the vocabulary of like the different types of toys, and what kind of a aesthetic you're looking for. So I think like once you have those ducks in a row, you can go into a sex shop or you can go onto an online sex shop and kind of find what you're looking for, and it'll sort of I really hope that this has demystified sex toys a little bit for people who have never, you know, might never have considered buying a sex toy, or like, you know, your follower who has like loads of sex toys and just doesn't know where to go from there.
No, you were extremely helpful, Shawna. You were super, super helpful. Thank you so, so, so much for giving that time, especially it's so late at night for you. So I really appreciate it. And I'm sure my followers appreciate it. I hope you're able to save the live. I wasn't able to go live. I was only able to join you. So I hope that when we end this, you're able to save it. And then I guess you'll send it to me. And
yeah, I'll save it. I'll try to add you as like a collaborator. So that way it'll show on both our pages.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. And it was a pleasure to speak to you and to see your whole collection.
Yeah. Oh my God, there's so much more. So if you want to have me back to like look at more stuff, just let me know.
Yeah, they can all follow you. Whoever is interested in buying your stuff or whatever, they can contact you here.
Yeah, totally.
Right. Okay, thank you so much.
I'm gonna go to bed now.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.